Everything changes, as Argentinian composer Mercedes Sosa reminds us. Everything changes, but love. Some change is inevitable. We grow older, our children grow up and follow their own lives. We move from one community to another, we change jobs. And for some of us, we follow a new appointment. Change in itself can be difficult even when it's good for us. We all get comfortable in our spaces and in our places, and so when it's time for us to change, it can feel uncomfortable. Here at the National Plan, we are also experiencing change. After a time of searching and discernment, I am so honored to be a part of that change as your new executive director. This is the plan that was such an important part of my call to ministry back in 1992. Over the years, we've seen many changes to the plan, but one thing remains the same: a deep commitment to building an inclusive church where Hispanic Latinos are welcomed, their leadership is valued, and the ministry of building the beloved community in the United Methodist Church thrives. As you can probably attest, change doesn't happen in isolation, or at least not for us humans. In order for our change to be successful, we have to be willing to seek the help of our fellow change seekers and makers. If an organization is committed to leading from the base, then it has to rely on that base to move, to change, and to grow. This requires trust and engagement. Like everything that changes, trust and engagement ebbs and flows, and it takes intentionality to keep the balance between what the base is saying and what the needs of the organization are identifying. As executive director, my goal for the remainder of this year is to build up that capacity through the following. First, to connect and provide opportunities for meaningful and intentional dialogue and discernment with all our constituency. That means you. In order to gain valuable insight about what our communities need, we need to hear from our communities, from our clergy, from our lay missionaries, from our CLMs, and for so many who are providing such a service. Secondly, we need to build visibility capacity. And it means that we have a story to tell, and we need to find ways to tell that story. Through communication resources, through video, through social media, through blogging, there's so many ways that we can tell the story of the National Plan, and we want to do that. Lastly, we want to make the message clear that the National Plan is not just for Hispanic Latinos, but rather it is a tool for church growth and congregational development for the entire United Methodist Church. Somos UMC. None of this can be done without you. So I invite you to engage with me. My office is always open and I would love to hear from you. In fact, it's vital for me to hear from you. Now, I don't know if this happens to you, but often I get a lot of people who give me friendly advice. They give me advice about how I can increase my exercise or how I look. It drives me kind of crazy. The truth is, it never helps. However, if there's someone who is willing to be as vulnerable as I need to be, or who can accompany me, acompañamiento, through a path, through a road, through a journey that I need to take, that always feels much more supportive. All that to say is that we want you to walk alongside us, not just say what we have to do, but journey with us. Activist Dolores Huerta reminds us that every moment is an organizing opportunity. Every person is a potential activist. Every minute, a chance to change the world. To that, Jesus would add, "Lo, I am with you until the end of the age." My mom and dad's favorite song was called Divino Compañero, Divine Partner. They sang it all the time, everywhere they went. It became a part of my spiritual formation, and still to this day, it continues to remind me that everything changes, todo cambia. But the presence of that Divino Compañero will always be with me, will always be with us as we move forward. Jesus' words in Luke chapter 9, verse 6 say it this way according to the Message. No procrastination, no backward looks. You can't put God's kingdom off till tomorrow. Seize the day. Aprovecha el día. Así que pa'lante, familia.